Chapter 39. Extended Days in, Reno. Maria enters the stairwell. The far wall of the stairwell is made of translucent glass, and the stairwell is brightly lit by natural light. The fire alarm blares out a whooping noise. After running down a few stairs, the alarm stops blaring, and they hear an automated message. Please leave the facility by the nearest and safest emergency exit. This is not a drill. The message repeats in Spanish, Chinese, and Japanese. Then after the message is complete playing, the alarm blares again. After running down a few floors, they hear a stairwell door open below them. Maria activates her sword coin. Her silver sword in hand, she peeks around a corner to see the following floor's emergency exit landing. She sees other customers of the hotel entering the stairwell. The stairs are filling up with people, she says to the trio behind her. She deactivates her coin. She continues on, but she is no longer able to run down the stairs due to the press of people in the stairwell. As they pass each floor, she looks through the safety glass in each emergency exit door. Many of the hallways are empty, but a few contain customers in various states of undress approaching the exit door. They start to walk shoulder to shoulder across the stairs behind the hotel customers in front of them. Brian walks next to Maria, and Letty walks next to Kai.
Maria, I'm sorry,
says Letty.
I didn't know they were following me. I just found out you were one of the women they were looking for.
Maria looks back at Letty.
It's not your fault, Letty. How would you know? Are you a bruja? Please don't curse me.
Maria smirks back at Letty.
No, I'm not a bruja.
She pauses a moment.
Well, I think I'm not. I can't ever hate my Hija de Dios.
Letty's face brightens for an instant, then she looks down.
I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. I'll tell you everything, I promise. Just do everything we tell you to do. Until then, okay?
See, says Letty. Brian interrupts. I can tell her exit is down, but after that, I get that butterfly feeling again. I don't know where we should go. I can try to find something else.
We have a few more floors to go. Then we'll figure out what to do,
says Maria. Kai hisses at Maria.
Psst.
Maria looks behind her at Kai. Kai points her chin at Letty. Maria sighs.
This is my friend Letty, she says. I will protect her with my life.
Letty, startled, looks up at Maria.
Okay, then we will too,
says Kai. Letty's mouth opens.
¿Por qué? I mean, why? You don't know me.
We know you better than you think, says Maria. They reach the bottom of the stairwell, and there are two doors. One door into the hotel hallway, and one into the street. All the customers on the stairwell exit into the street. Maria and the others press against the hotel hallway door. When she looks into the hallway door, she sees three men in khaki clothes with bandanas hanging from their pockets. They are all holding AK-47 style rifles. She sees the one from the hallway above animatedly talking to two of the men. One man is hurt and limping, and he walks to a prone man in a black uniform. He yells at the man, "Cabron!" and he fires his rifle into the man. The crowd of people in the stairwell scream. The gang members in the hallway look up at the fire exit doors at both ends of the hallway. Two men choose to walk towards the far western door, and the injured man and the woman choose to walk towards the eastern door, Maria's door.
Kai,
says Maria as she points to the door. Kai runs to the door for a coin held in her fist. She touches the door and magically locks it.
Got it,
says Kai.
Outside,
says Maria. As they move to exit, Lexi looks into the hallway. The woman in the hallway sees Letty. She makes a rage-filled face. She points to the door, and the gang member next to her fires at the door. The magically locked door deflects the bullets. Letty screams and runs after Maria. Before Maria exits the stairwell, she turns to Brian.
Can you shoot?
asks Maria. Yeah, but not as good as you, replies Brian. Maria reaches into her pocket and pulls out a handgun, and she hands it to Brian. Where did you get this? Brian asks.
From that dead biker. It has 13 rounds left. Lucky 13 for Will.
Lucky 13 for Will, says Brian.
Come on.
Maria exits the stairwell with everyone following. The screaming hotel customers run towards the street in the front of the hotel. More gunshots are heard. The fleeing hotel patrons scatter further. Maria stands to the side of the door and points to the back of an adjacent building. Her eyes are looking at the street.
Go there,
she says. They all take off running except Maria. She uses her coin to call her bow, and she fires 3 times. She hits 2 men and turns, and runs after her friends. She hears car engines roaring and tires braking in the street. She looks back and sees a few more classic cars pulling in front of the hotel. Many of them have a car club sign on the back window that reads, Local 8's Car Club. Brian sees a door in the adjacent building and points at it. Kai runs at it and unlocks the door for a coin.
Where's Maria?
asks Kai. I'll wait for her. You go in, says Brian. Kai and Letty run into the building. He squeezes his coin and he vanishes. Maria comes running around the corner. Brian hears gunshots, and he sees part of the building's corner disintegrate. He yells,
Into the building!
Yep, Maria. Maria doesn't see Brian, but she obeys. As she enters the building, a gun barrel peeks around the corner. A man's head quickly follows. He sees nothing behind the building, and he cautiously runs towards the open doorway. He turns his head back in the direction he came, and he yells,
"They're in here!"
As his head is turned, Brian raises his gun and fires twice. The man's head rocks to the side, and he falls. His rifle clatters to the ground. Brian runs into the building. I'm really a killer now. Chapter 40, Office Building, Walled Avenue, Reno. Brian catches up to the group. Maria's at the front with her sword raised. They are in an office building, filled with cubicles. The lights are dim, and no sounds can be heard. It is getting late into the evening, and the employees must have all left. Maria says,
"Let's go to the front."
As they run to the front of the building, they hear angry and anguished yelling at the back of the building.
"I think they found their friend," says Brian, "and they're coming this way."
As they weave through the cubicles to the front of the building, they start to hear a loud rumbling and roaring sound. They look at the air vents in the ceiling, and Brian lifts his hand up. He doesn't feel any air movement. "Nothing," he says. They continue running, and they reach the front of the building. There's a small lobby and 2 sets of double doors with dark tinted windows. They are unable to see into the street. Kai uses her coin to unlock the first set of doors, and they pop open. As she touches the second set of doors, they also pop open, and they are greeted with over a dozen motorcycles pulling to a stop in front of their building. Their engine sounds are deafening. The giant biker, Gunther, points down the street, and he yells something unintelligible. The army of bikers point their handguns and rifles down the street at the Park Classic cars and the local 8's car club. The bikers open fire. The gunshots and the engine sounds create a new level of pain. They all stagger at the audio assault. A few bikers are shot off with their bikes from some of the local 8's return fire, but the bikers have the better accuracy. Just as suddenly as it started, the noise stops. The bikers stop firing, and they start to reload their guns and rifles. Most turn off their bikes and dismount. A couple of bikers run to render aid to their shot friends. Gunther looks at the successful carnage down the street, and he nods. He starts looking around, and he sees a petite woman with a long ponytail standing back in the office building entrance. Even under the plaster, dust, and sweat, he recognizes a young woman from her recent picture, and from trying to run his ass over. He sneers, and he swings a smoking carbine rifle towards Kai. Before he can fire, he's forced to react. He quickly jumps off his bike as a silver arrow barely misses his forearm and his new tattoo.
"Kai, door!"
yells Maria. She fires another arrow in the biker's general direction. A moment later, the outer door slams shut. Kai is hit with a wave of sound, and she screams. She hears a variety of guns and rifles firing, and she hears multiple bullet impacts in her head. Bullets start to fly through the many office building windows. The cubicles, computers, and desks are torn to shreds. Kai hears multiple blood-curdling screams behind her as bodies are torn apart by the onslaught of bullets. She collapses to the ground crying. The onslaught finally stops.
"Kai, come on!"
Kai looks back, and she sees Maria, Brian, and Letty close behind her. Further down the lobby, and at an angle in front of the outside windows, she sees the bodies of several men in khaki attire. Near the men are dropped and destroyed AK-47 style rifles. All 4 survivors run back towards the rear door. Their footsteps make splashes in the fallen men's blood.
"Adios, pendejos,"
whispers Letty as she passes the men. As they are running, they pray the shooting doesn't start again. They hear men climbing through the shattered front windows of the office building. They all exit into the alley behind the office building, and Kai locks the door. "Holy fuck," says Brian. He grabs his coin and squeezes it. "Find a safe route," he thinks. He points at the far wall.
"Maria, sword!"